All right, welcome back, guys. The 32Boys1Cup. Oh, I'm sorry. I just realized Jaedong's name actually clashes with where the barcode is this time. Let me scooch that over just a itty bitty bit. There we go. All right, so spawning over here in the bottom left corner of the map for map number 2. It currently leads the series 1-0. It's going to be Yoey Flash Wolves, Purple Protoss parting.
Number right as the red Zerg. It's EG's Jaedong going for a 9 pool.
I thought party was definitely going to go like faster forge, so could have worked out. But looks like he's going for an early Nexus, and this is going to work out pretty well for Jaedong.
Oh, well,
oh
we're
man,
gonna
if
see.
he actually does, if he goes Nexus first, I don't know. Is this like an auto GG?
Is it?
It's got. It's at least gonna kill the Nexus. So for Jaedong, mission accomplished. Like that's what you do with this, right? Unless, oh, he might actually
Okay,
go
he's
for the forge.
Yeah, 13 forge. There we go. All right then. So, of course, he's gonna be able to scout this because he's in the probe out, and you want to see if you can cannon rush, right? And he's gonna be able to get at least a cannon back at home, which means that Jaedong can still run past it. I don't think you can ever have enough minerals to get a full wall to stop that, but it's not the auto win.
Yeah, the timing of this works out for those who don't know. Even if the cannon completes, 4 out of 6 lings can typically run by the cannon, even with it shooting at them. So you really don't need to get a lot to your opponent's main, but you just need to get a little bit. Now, Party's going to see no hatchery, and he's smart. There's no way this is just like, oh, Jaedong's slacking on the macro. I guess I'm good to go. He knows what's up. He's going to block these to try and buy himself a little bit more time and hope that the lings stop to attack the pylon. But, of course, for Jaedong, he's not going to be stopping here. He's just going full bore across the map. Party needs to pull a probe to the low ground. There we go. Now, the investment in these pylons is actually going to hurt him, I think, because that's part of his wall.
He's just getting a Nexus. I don't think he real.
He saw
he really
it. No,
not
he saw
okay.
it. He saw it with
Okay.
the pylon.
Well, it was just like, he'd really have thought that there wasn't a 15 like it was like a 15 pool and that was that late. But yeah, he does throw it down. And actually, I guess he was just waiting for a full wall off. So
even if Party throws something else down the wall, yeah, Jaedong should be able to get through. Picks off the pylon, or say the probe on the other side of the map. But as this cannon completes, all he has to do is break through this wall one time. A couple of lings get through, and that's where it falls apart. We see this get really messy.
Oh, we won't be able to. Stay on the pylon, though, yeah.
Okay, so he's going to try and slip through. Lots of cancels going down. A messy wall here for parting, but not an automatic game over. Jaedong, in the meantime, cleans up the pylon on his side of the map, and is he a little bit behind because of this? Okay, sure, but so is parting. That Nexus is much later than he had thought he'd have to put it down for. So maybe this gold base helps make up that difference?
Well, let's see how much pressure it really adds to parting, right? Because usually your probe never died over there. It goes around scouting low. Okay, where's that hatchery? Where's the third hatchery?
Oh, no way. That's out of
sucks.
range. That really sucks. That's probably the most important building parting could make. I like that he cancels this. Doesn't waste a single moment on it.
Honestly, it's kind of bad to put it out there anyways, like when roaches and hydras come out. But yeah, so will parting ever scout this gold base is the real question. Because like the lings are piling on so much pressure. He doesn't know what's going on behind it because he never actually got a scout beyond okay, it was an earlier pool, but I don't know if there's gas behind it. I did not see him actually throw down a hatchery, so how scared should I be?
Well, one of the things too is we oftentimes see, we talk about, oh, okay, you scout the early gold, do you go for the 4-gate pressure, do you decide to play out of it? And I feel like every single time we always see the Protest player try to play the macro game and just outwin it. And I don't know, man, like this gold base never seems to be dealt with through early aggression. So, whether party is influenced by this, whether he had scattered or not, may not have even mattered, but the one thing we are seeing is he's putting chronos into the probes to make up for that last, I guess the lost Nexus time. One chrono does go into the cyber core, but, how fast is he going to get across the map? How fast is he going to even find out that that's the case?
Well, Jaedong did get gas, but, speed just a little bit off, and that is his choice. He could technically go without speed. Yeah, okay, it was for speed. There's not many Zerg players that last, like, long without speed. Like, eventually they'll get it, even, like, in the mid-game, but there are some that just completely skip it, for sure. Especially if, like, I guess, like, their end game plan is to go for Swarmos.
Yeah, no, I agree. I've seen times where you just see like that 32 minutes slowing reinforcement after like the Colossus wiped out the first slave. It's always a little bit funny. But I think in this particular instance, speed is more beneficial because of the distance he has to close between these spaces. You could go for roaches faster technically. Yes, they would maybe be more efficient, but whether they could get from base to base fast enough, that's not likely to happen. Creep spread is starting up, but it's still going to take a long time to connect between these two bases.
Right, and also Jaedong just seems like always like a speedling player, and he likes his speedlings. He's not quite life.
By the watchtower.
Yeah, okay, so that's really what's easy about seeing this base, is that even if you couldn't get across the map, that Zelnaga shows it. The rocks are broken down, though, and that's definitely something, like, really important here, because, yeah, he doesn't have roaches, but even then, like, Lings, even with speed, you know, you want the direct path to your base to defend something like this.
Speed is seconds from finishing, might be able to get in here and cause a little bit of damage, but I mean, it's only to the units on the field. Jaedong is not going to be breaking Party's base anytime soon. I think he knows that 5 seconds to go on this metabolic boost. Doesn't choose to pursue it, though. Gold base still mining really nicely. We can see from the income right now, it's similar at the moment, despite the fact that Party has 10 more workers. So that's the difference in that gold base. But now that Jaedong's natural is finishing up, he's going to have a lot of money to work with. The question is, can he afford to drone? So this little skirmish in the middle of the map, kind of important. This is what's going to allow him to keep droning behind us. In fact, both of them, 24 more Lings coming after this.
Possibly Ling all in.
Really cool bailing bus. So that worked on Hot in Copa America.
Yeah, after after a well, I guess it was a successful cannon rush until that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Carapace is on the way. I think he only has one Evo chamber. Yeah, he does. But he's getting a Roach Warren, okay, so he's not just dedicating a lot to Lings, but I mean, he's dedicating to a lot of Lings, but not only Lings.
Well, the other thing, too, is, like, he sees that there's no third out of party. This is going to be a really good feeling for Jaedong, because he is effectively on 3 bases, and one of them's a gold, so it's more like 3+ bases.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's 9 minutes. It's not necessarily that, like, you know, you don't see his third at this time. They're definitely doing it all in. You would want to scout with an Overlord, just be like, you know, what is going on? Unfortunately, Jaedong never got an Overlord over there. Or it died at some point, I'm not sure.
Oh,
but...
yeah. Normally you see that suiciding into the main. Maybe just
Yeah,
complacency?
I mean,
he
I
did
feel like
lose
it's
one. Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, maybe that was one that was supposed to be over there. I don't know. But, I mean, if it was like a DT rush, like, he would have no idea. If it was, you know, an Immortal Sentry all in, well, actually, that probably would have already hit. But you get the idea. And, you know, keeping an eye on that third, he's really got to start wondering, certainly, what's going on.
The problem for Jaedong still is, like, it's not the cannon that's so scary. It's, like, literally any amount of force field stops Zerglings.
Yeah. You know, Jaedong's only at 50 drones, but again, like, most of them are at that gold, so it's 50 plus if you're going like that. Like, is that a thing now?
Yeah, I mean, it's you just add the little plus, the little asterisk, whatever, next to that actual count.
And then people automatically know what it means. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I mean, the thing is, that gold is really nice in the early game, but if you guys remember back to the days of Habitation Station, players who would take early golds could still lose the game. It's a lot of early game acceleration, but if you can't take advantage of that, once you lose that base, once it's mined out, you actually drop off even harder. It's like a caffeine crash at the end of the day.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, Jaedong is, you know, he's still mining. He's getting up to like 1900 minerals, actually, so it is really very good. And he's even getting a fourth behind this, so I expect that since he saw the third, he should just, like, drone up to, you know, 65 or 70, whatever he wants, because that was really what he was waiting for, was to see the third, and... Well, now there's no reason. I mean, there's some reason to get units, right? Like, there was always the little poke with a lot of sentries and maybe a couple of Blink Stalkers, but I feel like 52 isn't a good place to stop necessarily. Even with the gold base, I think it could be higher.
Well, I guess the logic might be that, you know, he's probably a little scared of what Party's doing. You know, having that 2 base bin for so long, do you want to get caught droning when there's an Immortal Sentry at your door?
Maybe. It actually looks like he's just like, you know, he's like, you know, F being like passive. He's actually just trying to really... Maybe roll, just roll over Parting right here. Parting wasn't, like, too greedy about this third, though, you know? It was kind of late. Really, it was, like, 10:30. He got a couple of mortals, lots of sentries. He even has a War Prism, which is going to help out on the micro, but, of course, any counterattacks. Jaedong's always got to be worried about that threatening him.
Still, the sentries are going to be an issue. A Hydros comes down at the gold. I don't like this choice. I really don't.
Yeah.
Not only did the drone have like a gold mineral in its mouth, but most importantly, this is a vulnerable base that, I mean, Jaedong is honestly going to abandon as soon as it's mined out. So I mean, the idea of putting this here instead of your third or your natural just seems a bit silly to me. But trying to always going to tear Party in half. Party doesn't know whether to go to the right or the left. Cannons aren't going to hold this base. Roaches, of course, is going down on the left. He's got to clean this left fight up really fast so he can attend to the right, because right now his Nexus, it's getting focused by these Lings. I think he might be able to snipe this. It's going to cost him a lot for it, but it might just be worth it.
He saved about half.
So close. Force fields.
I think it's gonna get it. No, the
he's gonna save it.
Actually, yes, it will. Yes, it will.
In the meantime, left side pushing once again. Quick warpins out of Party. Nice reaction time. Oh, so Jaedong just throws away pretty much his entire army to try and kill a third that doesn't go down. It was a cool move to distract on the left and hit on the right, and that almost went perfectly for him. But Party, in the meantime, looks like he's going to construct a ghetto wall and a lot more cannons to make sure that this base doesn't get executed. But this is, I don't know what you, this is where I'm like, go for the Meta switch. This is that perfect opportunity.
Yeah, Jaedong though not leaving his fire. He had Hydralisk, which he's not really using yet. He's still he's
he breaks the ball this time.
This doesn't work.
Parting with no okay.
Though.
Well, yeah. I thought he was going to go really far in there with the road chase, but I just didn't want to give him all away. However, we'll focus a lot of the sentries down. Party perhaps not aware of this. Right side being attacked once again. Those two pylons did a great job at adding to this, I guess, Sim City, so to speak. But with all these sentries starting to go down, this becomes more scary. Not for this attack, but for the follow-ups.
Yeah, the Immortals that where most of the Lings were, so a little bit of an unfortunate split for parting there.
I guess one of the Immortals, okay.
Attack off to the left, still going strong. Getting a lot of Blink Stalkers down. Giving away these roaches maybe not the best idea, though. I think Parting is looking to do kind of the same thing he did last time. He's on a lot of gateways. He never took the third gases. It's just, Blink Stalker with +2, +1, and Immortals. This is an opportunity here.
And look at Jaedong's upgrades. He's actually invested in no weapon upgrades whatsoever. Strictly armor.
Odd choice.
It is, absolutely. But this base, this is what we're talking about before we get abandoned.
Hydralisk Den!
Some good. He's gonna come for the attack. Probes are pretty pulled. The Parting's reaction time is just phenomenal. I gotta say, he's not caught off guard. There's not an instance where I'm darting around on the map and I see him his Zealot's AFK or the probes are missing. He pulls immediately.
Oh, Jaedong. I don't think he's done enough damage. Jaedong, he's down by 40 supply. Well, he was. He's down by 20 supply now.
Yeah, I mean, Spine Crawler's done. He doesn't have that money. This is what I talked about before. The gold base is pretty much mined out, so I think he got his use out of it, but as we see, the acceleration that got him in the early game didn't get him anything. Had he killed that third base and then lost his gold, okay, he's actually in a good spot. But now he loses his regular third at the same time, and this is looking worse and worse for poor Jaedong. This base still stands.
Really like his creep spread. It's already departing his gold.
He's got that going for him.
Oh my god.
Jaedong's army supply is too low, and he's got no upgrades. I mean, I can't say +1 weapons over +2 armor would have won this game for him, but still, it's I don't know. It was an awkward start to the game. The gold base was really cool, but it just didn't quite carry him as much as it needed to.
Yeah, I mean, Parting had excellent defense. Again, he didn't play too greedy. He had the right amount of units and the right kind of units, with those Immortals in there too.
Was response time, I think, was the biggest thing. Number one, he's really, Jaedong's been hitting on multiple occasions. Jaedong, I think against any other Protoss player, your average Joe Schmo, he would have died. He wouldn't have split the army. He wouldn't have responded in time. But Parting always had Zealots in that wall, except for one instance. He was ready to take the fight on the left and then respond to the right. I mean, this is a pretty good game out of him. You're right. His defense was very solid. And Jaedong, really sad to see him start this off in the loser's bracket. But hey, he'll get the third at least.
Well, that's what he wanted, 6 minutes ago.
I don't care about the prize in this tournament. This was my prize. Yeah, sadly, this is too much to deal with, and not even a base trade would work in this case.
Go, Queens, go.
Transfused on the hat-trick for the lair. Keeps it alive a little bit longer, but yeah, this is end of the road for the first one. But again, guys, this is only a decider match. This has nothing to do with the lose. This sends Jaedong to the losers bracket, so he's still got another best of 3 ahead of him. It's basically like having an extra life. Oh, rest in peace, drones.
I think Jaedong forgets that he doesn't actually have mutas here.
Yeah, I mean,
my base trays always work.
The cannon's on top of the ramp though, one force field. Oh. He does manage to get a couple more units squeezed out of those extra larvae, I suppose. And damn, there's a lot of drones still alive at the third base, but there's nowhere for them to go. And as predicted, the force fields on the ramp and the cannons at the top are a little too much. GG is going to be called. Parting will be the person going to the winner's bracket with a 2-0. Nice and smooth.